Hey guys, so I took the hood off. Obviously, I got the help of my neighbor Stewie there. He's hiding. Took that hinge out, and you can see the extent of the rust here. And I used a trick one of the other guys in the garage gang did, and I wish I could give him credit. But what you do is you stretch the spring out, jam a bunch of nails in it, and it keeps it from expanding. And now I can just take that off and put it aside. Whoever you are, if you're watching, take credit for it because it was a brilliant idea. So I'm going to take this hinge off, and then I guess I'm going to start measuring out what I'm going to do over here. And I'll cut the inner piece first because you can see how badly rusted that is there. And it's also perforated right through into there. Let's put this into here if the light will turn on. Yeah, it looks pretty rough, doesn't it? Yay! Anyways. So there we go, that's what I'm going to try and do this weekend. Okay, so I've cleaned out a lot of this channel here, and a lot of it was filler or seam sealer, it's hard to tell. This edge I'll cut it back to somewhere around here, I suppose, somewhere where it's reasonably easy to weld to, and it still looks solid. It still looks solid, probably right up to about there. And shouldn't be too hard to rebuild, but some of the stuff that's down in here is going to be pretty hard to deal with. I'll have to see. I might have to take the hood hinge off. I was hoping I wouldn't have to because I did match drill the hinge onto the hood itself, but I wasn't anticipating I'd take that off, but I might have to weld that little spot in there in, so I'll have to match drill that. But there isn't a hell of a lot of Bondo in here, fortunately. Just skim coat. Cleaned out, pulled the welting out of there, and it doesn't look too great. I think I'm going to have to cut this off here and then rebuild that piece, but I'll cut it off and then I'll rebuild it after I rebuild this, because this actually goes underneath it there. As well, the fender goes underneath it as well. But here's where it gets a little bit less satisfactory. I've been scraping off the undercoating here. I think it's like rubberized undercoating, asphalt undercoating, and it's come off fairly well. I just scraped it with the scraper here, and I was also using the wire wheel. But the wire wheel makes a bit of a mess. It kind of just sprays it and smears it. And if you guys have any ideas on how to clean that up a little bit better than that, I'd appreciate hearing it. I saw this patch before I stripped it. I think I probably mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. It doesn't look too good in here. I think that's the heater channel is right there. So that's all going to have to be rebuilt there. This looks none too good. Basically, that pinch weld that you see there is all that holds the fender on, and there isn't a hell of a lot of it left. Fender still seems pretty solid because it's attached to, along this seam here on the inside of the door opening. But apart from that and what's little is left up front here, there isn't a hell of a lot holding this fender on anymore. Oof. It's the positive thing I can say about this is all of the rust repair is all in stuff that is not readily visible. So, and I do have access to the back side of a lot of this. Like this I believe this goes into the cab of the vehicle, or does it? I don't think, no, I don't feel any way in there. So that part doesn't. This part here is the heater channel, which might be accessible from the cab, but some of the stuff I don't need access from both sides. I just need access from this side, and that'll be plenty. But boy, I'll have to cut out a lot of this. You can see the bottom of that long is at the front here is not really attached to anything. This is just the more you dig into it, the more you see. Anyways, this is just one of those things. I don't think there's any more surprises. You know, like there's that there and that right there. That I got to rebuild that bumper support, but I got to rebuild the metal that holds it up first. So, oy. There's a lot in here, eh? You start digging into it, and you're just going to find more and more and more. And I can't believe how much stuff that would have normally been covered up is rusted pretty badly too. You know, I guess it never got covered up. At this point, it almost would be worth it to remove the pinch weld and pull the fender off, and you'd have more ready access to this. But I'm going to try not to do that. You know, I think if I remove this fender, it won't be because it's going to ever go back on. It'll be because I'm putting a different fender on. Anyways, I think that's it for today, guys. I would have liked to have had more of a report, but I think that's it for today. So if you have any ideas on how to strip that asphalt, you know, the scraper doesn't work too bad. A lot of it peels off in sheets, but there are places where it's not practical. If you have any ideas, give me a shout. Thanks for watching, guys.